Everyone, it's Christian Fuchs here. I would like to say a big thank you to our fans and keep having our back for the upcoming Premier League season as well as the Europa League. Keep watching Leicester Fan TV. They have the latest news and they keep you up to date on leicesterfantv.com. So stay tuned and thanks for your support.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. My name's Phil. Thanks for watching. It is Monday night at 7:30. If you're watching this live, get your views in, get your comments in, and we can talk about whatever it is you guys want to talk about to do with Leicester City. If you're watching this on playback on YouTube or wherever, join us live Monday, 7:30 every week. Also live now on Wednesdays and Fridays and Sunday mornings, as well as all the watch-along stuff. So this is your Fan Zone show. Get those comments in and we'll go through them shortly. Yes, good evening. Get your views in, get your comments in. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter and Periscope. Wherever you're watching us, welcome to the show. Good evening to Matty. Andy is answering. I've put a question in the comments here, which we're going to go through. I want to know how many points you think we're going to get from the remaining fixtures. We're going to go through those in a minute. We've also got this rather nice shirt. I've took two off the wall there. I've picked a winner and I'm going to announce it at the end. So we've already done it. And I know who that is, and I'll reveal that. So keep getting the comments in. LCFC Gray, good evening to you. Ross, how are you? Hope you're well. Sean, hope you're doing well. Leicester City women are champions. Super proud of them, says Andy. First year as professionals, and they've gone and done it with an impressive 12-game winning streak. Indeed, well done to the Leicester City women from everybody at Leicester Fan TV. Perhaps we should do a little bit more focusing on the women's football. Would you like to see a bit more of that on Leicester Fan TV? Perhaps we should. I'd be interested if there's anybody out there who'd like to join the content team and help us out on that. Liam, good evening. Hope you're well. Liam says we need 16 points. We're going to go through the games in a minute, and I want to get your views on them. Declan, good evening. Ross, how are you? Patrick says not enough. Chelsea and Liverpool will overtake. Patrick, I know, Patrick, you're a bit of a glass is half full type of fan, which is fine. But Patrick, come on, let's go through them and let's see how they all go. Dave, good evening. We look tired against Man City. And listen, we can talk a little bit about the Man City game. I was disappointed in the fact that it felt like we didn't really have a big go. I thought we turned up, and I definitely thought Man City are probably the best side in the Premier League, if not Europe. But it did feel like we didn't really have a go. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see us sometimes get stuck in a little bit. Alex is saying West Ham is a must win. Patrick is saying I bet the ladies throw a party to celebrate, hinting back at things that happened a few weeks ago, I think there. Wayne says we need a good win next game to bounce back. I think we do. Somebody in the Facebook group, if you're watching the Facebook group, you need to click on one of the things to allow your name to come up. Neil says, well done to the women. So did Fee. Well done for those. Again, Ian says he thinks 68 points will get us top four, so he wants 12 more points. Ross says Saturday was a bit of a blip, but next Sunday will be our cup final before the actual semi-finals. It's a massive game. Let's start with that. As ever, we want your views, we want your comments. I'm going to go through all the games. Here they are. Let's just trot through them and then we'll come back to them. We've got West Ham against Leicester. We've got Leicester against West Brom. Then we've got Palace. Then we've got Saints. I'm not including the FA Cup match in this. We're just focusing on Premier League. Then we've got Newcastle. This is where it gets really sticky. The last three: Man United away, Chelsea away, and Spurs at home. That's a pretty tough run-in. So I want your comments. Let's start with West Ham. Let's see how many points. We've got 8 games. Let's see how many points we think we're going to get in there. So you can see the 8 games there. Either put in the comments, game by game, how many points you're going to get. And I want you to be honest with it. And let's tot it up and see where we're going to get with it on there. Let's get your comments in with the West Ham. Alex says there's no Declan Rice for West Ham, which is good news for us. Yeah, I think he's out for a couple of games, isn't he? Ross says the last 3 games, 2 massive clubs and a club that's called Spurs. it's good. It's a tough run in. That's a tough last 3 games, and Spurs could be coming up on the rails. They got a draw against Newcastle yesterday, didn't they? Patrick is saying, Patrick says 1 point from the Hammers. Thank you for that. Ross says 9, possible 12 points out of the last 8 games. You think only 9 to 12 points out of 8 games, Ross? We've been scoring. We've been getting about 2 points on average. So if it carried on, you would think it would be 16. James is saying West Ham massive game would take a draw. LCFC Gray is saying 9 points. Steve is saying you'd take 12 maybe. Harry says I'll take 3rd and win the FA Cup, and I think we can get maximum points. Get your scores in for the West Ham game so we can get the points in. Tony's taking a draw. Would you take a draw? Patrick said he'd take a draw. Ian's taking a point. It looks like most of you, if I'm honest, most of you are saying let's take a point. And a point would not be bad because it is a bit of a 6-pointer, isn't it? We certainly wouldn't want to lose to West Ham. Ross says they did us 3-0 back in October at the King Power, so why don't we do the same to them at their stadium? I remember I went to a game, it was probably about 3 years ago down at West Ham, the City of London Stadium. Oh, dearie me, the worst atmosphere I've ever known, the West Ham game. It probably will be just as bad atmosphere on Sunday. It couldn't be much different. Honestly, it was a terrible, terrible atmosphere. I'm not just saying that. What a shame in such a big ground. So listen, it looks like we're saying for the first game, we think we'd take a point. So that's 1 point from the West Ham game. Now, what do you do? Leicester City against West Brom. We have not been brilliant at home. I was looking at the table yesterday. Get your views in, get your comments in. Look at the table. And we're the team with the second highest amounts of wins, but we're also the team with way too high amount of defeats. And most of those defeats have come at home. Home form is really, I haven't got the stats. One of you will put it in there. Home form is not great. So there's a pair of games, LCFC against West Brom. Then we've got Palace. Put those 2 games together. That should be 6 points, shouldn't it? West Brom first, then Palace. But what happened with West Brom at Everton? You know, Sam Allardyce scrapping them around. So how many points do you think we'll get out of those 2 games? Let's do them as a pair. They're 2 home games. It should be 6 points. But our home form has not been good. We're going between us that we're going to get a point at West Ham, and then I want to know how many points you think we're going to get in the 2 home games against West Brom and Palace. Let's see what we've got in the comments there for that, please. Dara says losing 7 games at home will cost City again. I know this is what I'm trying to say in there. Keep 4 points. Thank you, Andy. Andy's saying 4 points from both games. I think Andy's being quite sensible there. I want 6. Rye says he wants 6. I want 6. But I think when Andy says in there 4 points, you can sort of see it that out of the West Brom game or the Palace game, one of those will come a bit unstuck in. We seem to be a little bit in it. Jack's saying he wants 9 from the next 3. Well, Jack, we've just said we think as a group, we say we're going to go for 1 point at West Ham, stops them winning. We think that would be good. I want to know how many you think. Dara says we need a 6. We need a 6 because look at the games after that. Neil saying 6. I'll go with Neil then. Neil says 6. So let's go for it. Although Liam's just put in there 4 points from West Brom and Palace. It's split. I'm going to say for those 2. Baz is saying 7. Baz, are you talking about 2 games getting 7 points? I know it's a bank holiday Monday. Let's go through these again. So West Ham will take you a point. The 2 games, City at home to West Brom and Palace, we're saying we want 6. I think we need 6 in those 2. I think we do. And then we've got Southampton away. Let's do them as a pair. We've got Southampton away, which is winnable. I actually prefer us away at the moment. But then we've got Newcastle at home. Newcastle are right down near the bottom. Again, scrapping to stay up. They're getting dragged into a relegation fight. Southampton, we've got them in the FA Cup semi-final before this game, don't forget. So, will that have an impact on this game? I don't know. Maybe it will. If the FA Cup semi-final could have an impact on both Leicester's and Southampton's season, because a defeat at the semi-final could knock confidence. It really could. So I hope to goodness, for multiple reasons, Leicester get there. I want to know how many points you think. Patrick is saying 4 points from Saints and Newcastle. I think Patrick, I'm happy with that. I would gladly take 4 points from 2 games there. Ian is saying he'd take 4 as well. Somebody in the Facebook group is saying 6. Ian says Southampton are woeful at home, so he's up to 10 points now. I want to know, out of those 2 games, Saints and Newcastle. Saints away, Newcastle home. How many points do you want from those? Liam is saying he'd take 6 in there. Neil saying it's an easy 6 points. Baz is saying 6. Ian is saying he'd take a win and a draw from those 2. Southampton draw, Newcastle win. I'm sort of with you again, Andy, on that. I think, although I'd probably more prefer us to. I think we'll win at Southampton and draw at home against Newcastle, if I'm honest. So I'm tending to go with 4 points. But you guys, 6 says right. Ross says 6. LCFC Gray says 6. Declan says 6. Ian says Newcastle are woeful wherever they play. It's going to be... listen, you guys, I'm with James and Andy, who said 4 points, but I'm going to go with the majority, which is you guys. Most of you are saying 6. So let's go through these again. Can somebody keep a score? West Ham, we're saying it's a point. Then these 2 games, we're saying 6, 3 points from each. And then Southampton, Newcastle, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to turn them into 4 points out of those. So that's 10, that's 11 points we're at so far. I've changed my mind. I've overruled because I just don't think we'll win 4 games on the trot. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that's a big ask. I think if we can get 10 points out of these 4 games, I think I'll be happy. Add that to the one at West Ham. That's 11 points we're on. But then what do we do with these final 3 games? I think I'm going to do them one by one with you. So I want your predictions for the Man U v Leicester game. How many points are we going to get at that? We never, very, very rarely win at Manchester United, even when we wanted to win. And I think we could have won the Premier League title at Man United, could we not? If we'd have won that game when, obviously, Wes came in and got us a draw. We don't do brilliant up at Old Trafford. But, hey, this is a funny year this year. What do you reckon? We just obviously beat them really nicely in the FA Cup quarter-final. So what do you reckon we could get in that game against Man United? Bazza says 1 point. LCFC Gray is going 1 point. He's going for a 2-2. Rye is saying we won't get any. Alex is saying we won't get any. I think it's going to be tricky. Man U will get 0 points, says Tony. Ross says Man U will win 2-1 Chelsea away and we'll draw and beat Spurs 3-0. It's not hard to beat Spurs. How many? So Man U, you think you'll have a win. Jack's saying it's a first for everything. Hey, it could be. I'm going to be honest. I think a few of you are going for 1 point. Neil's going for 3 points. James says it'll take a draw there all day. Where do we go with this? I'm not going to give us 3 points at Man United. We're trying to be honest with where this might take us. Shush. I don't think he's a Leicester fan, which is fine. Says last 3 games, 0 points. You could be right. Man U, Chelsea, Spurs is tricky. Apart from the Spurs game, obviously. Sean, good luck. Yes, he says we're going to do the shirt drawing and Bennett. The Aeroin, I don't know if I've said your name right, said no points versus Man United. Neil says we can beat them. I think, do you know what? I'm going to have a bit of hope, but I'm going to say that in that game, in the Man United game, we're going to get 1 point. It's going to be a draw. I'd take a draw. I really would. So I don't know if you agree with me, but that's what I'm going to take for. So that's 12 points we're on so far. And then we've got 2 more games. Chelsea away. Last but 1 game of the season. What Chelsea is going to turn up there? We've done okay down at Stamford Bridge over the years. I think we do okay down there. I quite like it down there, Stamford Bridge. It's quite a good ground to go and watch a game. Not that we'll be there, but it feels like we've done okay down at Chelsea. Again, my feel is I'd take a draw at Chelsea. I'd take a draw at Man United all day long. I'd take a draw at Chelsea. I really would. We're at, I need to add up the points, 10, 11, 12. If we include the Man United as a draw, we're at 12 points. Put in the comments what you think the Chelsea v Leicester. How many points do you think we'll get? And be honest, do you think it'll be a 1, a 3, the Erin or Era, I can't say your name, sorry, mate, says we'll win 3-1 versus Chelsea. Shush Shush is a Leicester fan. Apologies for ever doubting you, mate. Sorry about that. Liam is saying take a point against Chelsea. Ross says a point. Shush Shush says 5-0 against Chelsea. I'm not saying that one, to be fair. LCFC Gray says City to win 2-1. Strange things have happened. We could certainly go. This is a season. Don't forget, we've already won away at Man City. We've already won away at Arsenal. There's countless games. In a way, the Man United game, the Chelsea game, perhaps they suit us better. Ian says Chelsea don't score many and it will be tight, but a narrow win for us. 3 points, says Bazza, against... I'm laughing at Ross's comment here already. Ross saying Chilwell own goal. Well, that's if he gets in their team, because he doesn't play every week, does he? David says 3 points for Chelsea. At full strength, I think we're better than Chelsea. I think, David, this season, I would agree with you. I would definitely agree with you. Jack saying we're good enough to beat these teams. We've done it before this season, so why not again? That's Jack having lots of positivity. Don't forget, while Jack's on screen there. Ooh, I can't. There. Ooh, there he is. Jack and Ross live on Wednesdays going forward now. Every week, doing their J and R show, whatever you want to call it. Jack and Ross, and this week they're joined by a West Ham. I think it's Russell from West Ham, but I can't remember his name. Jack will put it in there. That's 8:30 on Wednesday. So if you want to get a Hammers view, make sure you tune in. Bazza says, will Barnes be back this season? He may be just towards the end, Bazza, but I don't think he's going to have lots of impact because of coming back from injury. It's a bad injury. It takes a while. Lots of people putting the scores in there. Everton 1, Palace 1 at the moment. Yeah, thank you for that. Shush Shush says, let's go 1-1 Everton. They won't catch us. I want to get back to this Chelsea prediction. I'm not quite sure if we're going for another point or 3. I fancy us for an away win at Chelsea. I really do. I'm not so... I believe in superstitions and I just don't see it at Man United. So I think for Chelsea, I'm going to give us 3 points. Enough of you have gone for that. So that is 3 points away at Chelsea. Spurs at home then, final game of the season. Where do you think that one will end up? Get your comments in. Let me know while I add up. We've gone for a point at West Ham, 10 out the next. That's 10, 11, 12, 15 points I think we're on now until we get to the last game. So 15 points. And then I want to know how many points do you think we'll get against Spurs at home at the King Power, where we haven't been, it's not been our strongest fortress, let's be honest, during coronavirus. Could fans be in the game for this one? Looks like there's going to be fans for the semi-final. Well, there is definitely going to be fans in the FA Cup semi-final, Southampton, Leicester. But I don't think, as far as I'm reading it, it's going to be local fans, not true fans. Am I right in saying that? And then, obviously, if we get through to the FA Cup final, there is a chance we could go to that. And this is a game I believe there could be fans at. I could be wrong on that. Let me know your views and comments on this final game. Christian says, I fancy 3 points versus Spurs. Matty says the same, fancies 3 against Spurs. Bazza is in with a 3-1. Tony, again, 3 points. Bazza's going back, that was the Chelsea game. Keep getting your comments in. We'll beat Spurs, says Neil, because they won't have anything to play for. Andy's saying he heard it was NHS workers. That's for the Cup semi-final. I believe that is correct. Patrick's saying there could be 8,000 fans at the Spuds game. Yeah, I do believe that could be right. Leicester Fan TV back outside the ground for Tottenham. Jack, we're going to have to do a whole new routine on a match day. We're going to have to go back to what we used to do, which will be great to do and great to meet people outside the Blues Bar. The beers are on you, Jack, for the first day back, of course. Jason says 3 points against Spurs. That'd be great. I think generally, I mean, Sean is being super positive. Wouldn't expect anything else. Sean says 5-1 to Leicester. I think most fans, Ross says here, I think, again, it's hard. It's not hard to beat Spurs. Hell, we'll beat them that season. We lost 8 in a row. I don't think we did. So let's add that on. That's 3 points added on. That is sort of putting us on about 18 points. Perhaps that's a bit ambitious. And I tell you what, it will probably be some of these games, the West Brom game, the Palace game, Southampton, Newcastle. I reckon it's those 4 games in the middle there. Look, West Ham is going to be tough on Sunday. We'll take a point. Then you get these 4 games, West Brom, Palace, Southampton, Newcastle. Those 4 games, if we can get the 12 points in those 4, that would really see us very close to the line, because these last 3, Man United, Chelsea and Spurs, let's be honest, they could go absolutely anyway, I reckon. I really do think they could go anyway. Do you think we can get 15 points? Do you think we can get more? Final thing before we go, before I tell you who's won the shirt, I want to know your total amount of how many points you think we'll get in these 8 games. I don't think we're going to get. We've just totted that up between us, and that said 18. I don't think we're going to get 18 points. I'm going to go for. I think we'll take 14 points, 14 or 15 points. That's honestly what I think, and I think that will be enough to get us Champions League. There's 8 games, so there's 24 points available. I think if we get 14, we've done it. I think maybe 12 would get us there. 12 points might get us there. That carries on that 2 points. What do you think? We'll get as many of your comments out there as you think we can get out of the 24 points. Ian says, this is Ian, you agree with me. That's exactly what I says. I think we'll get 14 and I think 12 will be enough. Jack, that is totally not the point of what we're doing tonight. We'll just take one game at a time. We'd have nothing to talk about tonight. Ian saying 18 out of 24. Yes, please. Could get a second. It would be very good. Gray is saying 11. Shush Shush is saying 16. Baz is saying 15. Harry wins tonight's award for being Mr. Positivity. Hey, it's Leicester City. Could we go and win 8 on the trot? We could. I don't want to say that we could do the other thing as well. Could we lose 8 on the trot? Matty says 16 is realistically. Well, great. Matty thinks we can do it. KL Leonard Lyons on Facebook says 15. Jack's come back and said 20. Christian is going the other way round. He's saying, I think we'll get 71 points total. Neil says about 15. Declan again is up there in Dreamland. Tony says, I'm hopeful for 12, but think 10 points. Some of these games, Tony, I know where you're coming from. West Brom at home. I fancy it's more at Chelsea away than West Brom at home. I really do. Shush Shush says, fair judgment, 15 will be great. Wayne saying, if we get 14 done, brilliant. I'm picking through your spell checkers there for you, Wayne. Don't you worry. Ross is saying he thinks to get 9 to 12 points. Would 9 points be enough, though, Ross, to get us Champions League? Well, I don't think it would be quite. Patrick's saying 65 points got Champions League place last 4 seasons. I think this season is like any other season, though, Patrick. So who knows what could be happen. Paul says if we concentrate on chasing Man United down for second, we ain't got to worry what's behind us. I know we sort of, when Liverpool won at Arsenal on Saturday 3-0, I'm sure you were the same. Wanted Arsenal to win that one, maybe a draw, but it was a shame because it was quite good. Spurs only picked up a draw against Newcastle yesterday. They are starting to hunt down those people behind us. West Ham, Spurs, Liverpool. It'd be interesting. Bazza says, would you start Madders on Sunday? I think the fact that we lost Bazza to Man City means that there is a chance to put him back in the team, because I always say if you've got a winning team, you don't change it. But we did just lose, and Maddison does offer us creativity. So I think that would be the thing. Jack saying 5 wins in the next 5, then 2 draws will get us Champions League, depending on results. In there, Everton drop points, get in. You'll have to let me know. Is that a final score there? I can't check, obviously, to do that. So, look, thanks a lot for all those. Obviously, it's going to be very interesting. We'll have to review this at the end of the season, see how many points we actually did get. I think 12 will do it. Patrick's saying here, Maddison and Ricky P both start on Sunday. Ross says, 7 years ago yesterday, we got promoted back to the Premier League. How time flies. It's a great one, Ross. It's a good place to end on. It is an amazing time, and we are doing so well. And I do think we're going to get to an FA Cup final this year, which in a way is going to be amazing. It's just going to be a shame that there isn't going to be 40-odd thousand Leicester fans, but we'll take it, whatever. It'd be nice to get there. Now, listen, we've gone through all the points. I've got the announcement of who this shirt winner is. Now, we drew this earlier on. Literally had thousands of winners. The question was, and I tried to make them so that you can get it. I said, the question was, and this was on LeicesterFanTV.com, what shirt number did Steve Walsh famously wear? And I must have shown you the back of this shirt hundreds of times. And anyway, you all know what shirt number Walsh was. It was 5. So well done. And the winner is, I'm going to put it on screen now. If you've entered, well done for entering. Just a shame we've only got one shirt to give away. But if you'd like, I'll speak to the guys at ADT because they gave us that shirt. I'll speak to them and see if we can do another one. In fact, you can put in the comments, what shirt would you like to win? How about this? I'm wearing it. I love a bit of retro. Love a bit of retro. Anyway, less blabbering. The shirt winner is Rachel Henderson. Well done to Rachel. I don't know if you're watching, Rachel, or not, but well done. Literally I think we had over 1,000 entries. So it was a big, long shot, but I will get that. Is so much thanks to the guys at ADT who've given us a shirt to give away. I'll have a chat with them and we'll set another competition up. I'm sure David and Ash, the guys who own ADT Taxis, will be delighted to give us another shirt. So let us know what shirt you'd like to win in there. Well done to Rachel. The old Bukta shirt. Somebody who's just put that in there. Bazza, an old Bukta shirt. Do you know what? I don't even know if do they do that as a retro shirt, Bazza? I've got one upstairs in my bag full of old shirts. Absolutely. Was a great one, that was. Well done, Patrick. And LCFC Grey, very sporting. Shush Shush says that's his drag name. Get in. Hey, always at the weekends. Listen, thanks as ever to everybody for all your comments. It's going to be such an interesting ride to see where Leicester get to this season. Don't forget, follow us at Leicester Fan TV on all the socials. And joining the debate, Jack's live at 8:30 with a West Ham fan and Ross on Wednesday. Locks is live on Friday at 7:15. Then we have got Jamie on Sunday at 10 a.m. doing a pre-match aftermath show. And then we've got our watch-along. Kickoff is around 2 o'clock on Sunday, so we'll be live doing the watch-along from 1:30 on Sunday. So a really, really busy week. As ever, thanks to all these guys you see on screen. Couldn't do it without them. ADT, Eat Me, Tiger, Moya Wade, Leicester Garage Conversions, Piglet's Pantries, The Fox's Arms, Pink Car Leasing, Memphis, and Hologram. Thanks to all those guys. Thanks mostly to all you guys for all your comments and all your support. We couldn't do it without you, and honestly, we really appreciate it. My name's Phil. I'll see you at the watch along. If I don't see you before, if anything happens newsworthy, we'll go live whenever. See you soon.
Welcome Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Eat Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans' debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.